Welcome back to a dark and rainy Necromonday. That's right, we've got more Necromunda miniatures to look at, and fair warning, these are relatively normal. There's nary a freak in sight. There aren't too many limbs, there aren't tentacles going out of people's faces. Actually, relatively simple, relatively standard models, if you will. But there is a catch, because one of them is the best Ogryn that Games Workshop have ever made. So there is that. Let's take a look at them. These are the Abyssal Ferryman. This is where it gets confusing, right? Because there's two of them. So Ferryman, you would assume would be ferry, and then M-E-N, because there's two. But it's actually the case that each of them is an individual Abyssal Ferryman. It's just a small thing, but my brain keeps breaking when I read two veteran Abyssal Ferryman, because it just doesn't work like that, but there you go. As they say, with its treasure trove of rare technology and gear and its fertile hunting grounds for those keen to test their skills against Malstrain genestealers, Hive Secundus has become an attractive destination for the greedy gangs and guilds of Necromunda. Reaching its sunken ruins is no simple task. Travel through the hazardous exclusion zone and into the depths of Secundus is eased, however, by the existence of Abyssal Ferryman, crews of hard-bitten survivors and rogues who eke out a living in the inhospitable wastes. And they look like that, but we're not going to look at them like that because we can do this instead. Oh, so much better. Look at that Ogryn. That is absolutely class. That's my favourite one they've ever done. I love it. I absolutely love it. The other bloke's fine too. No, the eye keeps getting drawn. The chunk, the heft, the girth, the absolute girth of this unit is great. I really like that big old gorget he's got going on. The mask that he's wearing is fantastic. Also beautifully painted, might I say. I love the combo of like heavy armour and that sort of striped fabric, that striped material. Clearly a little bit of inspiration from like the old school diving suits that used to be around. They 100% have looked at one of those and, you know, used it as a little bit of a basis for this model, and it works so well. I love the detail of that hook on that rope. It looks fantastic. The little dial in one of the shoulder pads, like the little pressure gauge going on there, that looks great. There's also another one hanging off the belt. The patch on the knee, I don't know why I like it so much, I just do. There's just something about that miniature that screams like weight, like plodding forwards, like a kind of implacable, constantly shifting towards whatever the target is, barely slowing down, but not able to particularly go fast either. Just that constant, no-nonsense stride. It's just got so much attitude. It looks fantastic. I really like as well that there's not much in the way of like ranged weaponry that you can see straight away. I don't know if he's even holding a gun, the Ogryn. He might not be. I really like that massive spear. Billhook, I think is that the correct term? Either way, it looks so old. Like, it just looks proper old tech. It doesn't look advanced. It doesn't look like a sci-fi thing. It just looks like a plain, standard, simple weapon. But the scale of it is scary. Like, when you look at how big that is, effectively, the pointy end of that is not that far off being the size of the human. Like, that is properly hefty, that weapon. Things like the belt even having a bit of like a porthole feel to it with that decoration in the middle, and then combined with the chains hanging over the cloth and stuff. Oh, they've just nailed it. They've absolutely nailed it. It even looks like the gloves, they're sealed around like the sleeves of the undersuit. It's so good. So the Ogryn is Lugrun. What's the other guy called? I can't remember. So Madryc Helbane, who also, to be fair, does look good. Like, he does look good. The standard human lad there, Helbane, he's fine. He's alright. It's quite a nice miniature. There's a good amount of detail going on. I like all the different... Again, he's got these kind of like pressure gauges and what look like timers and stuff hanging off the chain there across the chest. I like the pose as well. The pose is cool. Overall, I think it's quite a cool model. I think he's just outshone. Like, on any other day, that would be a perfectly good and excellent Necromunda model. But he's kind of overwhelmed, he's overshadowed by the Ogryn Lugrun next to him. Not just in terms of size, but there is something about that miniature that is just absolutely top tier. I'm going to go out on a limb here. And I'm going to say that for me, I think that might be one of like the rare, absolutely perfect miniatures. I don't think there's anything, literally anything at all, that I don't like about it. Every single part of it is just, oh, so good. The thing is, Helbane is also good. There's a nice amount of detail. I like the cables going into the the neck area there, like the gorget of his suit, which is obviously a lot lighter, not anywhere near as hefty. I can't tell if that on his back is like a sword or whether it's like an antenna or something. We'll have to wait for 360-degree pictures to find out what's going on there. But I mean, he does look decent. I just can't stop staring at his giganto buddy over there, because good lord, that is so nicely done. So Madryc Helbane and Lugrun are two such ferrymen. Hey, they've got it right that time. Helbane is an orphan of Hell's Warden massacre, who has since gone on to become a legend among the ferrymen of Port Grave. Honestly, the names, for both his skill and tenacity. And he's accompanied by the Ogryn Lugrun, who has formed a fast bond with the Madryc Helbane. Together, the pair help passengers journey into the abyss, combining years of experience in tackling the treacherous journey with a vast assortment of custom tools and instruments. Unlike many of their kin, Madryc is more than happy to get his hands dirty fighting the Malstrain, especially with the muscle of Lugrun at his side. I mean, to be fair, if you've got this guy backing you up, I feel like you'd be more up for a fight than most, you know? I feel like you'd be maybe not 100% confident going into every conflict, but there would be a little part of you that's like, I mean, we could be in trouble if they get close to us, but on the other hand, they're probably not going to get close to us, because look who my friend is. That is some great artwork, absolutely love that. And rules-wise, whilst these are in the employ of a gang, all members of the team and any friendly fighter within 6 inches can reroll failed wound rolls against roaming horrors, and whilst they're in the employ of the gang, once during a death cycle, the gang may perform 1 medical escort post-battle action costing 0 credits. It may be used to also save a fighter that suffered a memorable death result on the lasting injury table. See, that's fun, because I feel like that is drawing on the thing of the ferryman who takes souls, like the souls of the dead, and crosses them over to the other side. I like that because it's like a little cool reversal, a nice little fun reference there. That's pretty good, I like that. I mean, I've got to say, Lugrun is my new favourite. He's my new best boy. I was going to say he's my sweet cheese, but then we're just roaming straight into
my rotten soldier. He's my sweet cheese, my good time boy.
Anyway, let me know what you think of those two in the comments down below. Do you agree with my assessment of the big man or not? I mean, it's fine if you don't. That's totally fine. I mean, most things I say people disagree with, which is absolutely correct and fair. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things. I'll see you for the next one.